Hey, my bad. I was late. I got stuck watching the High School Musical trilogy again. Have you heard of it? Because it's such an interesting story. So basically, in 2006, this first movie, High School Musical, came out. And it was about this boy named Troy Bolton, and him and his family were at like this weird like rich people lodge thing on winter break. And it was New Year's Eve, and it cuts to him and his dad playing basketball because he's like the star basketball player of East High. And his mom comes in with him and his dad and is like, boys, it's time to start playing basketball. And so Troy Bolton goes to the New Year's Eve party, and then he walks in and he sees Gabriella Montez reading like this book. Like she's like so nonchalant and mysterious, it's actually insane. And then they both get called to do karaoke, and then they start singing, and it's like right out of like a romantic book or something. And then the thing is, Zac Efron doesn't actually sing in the first movie. It's Drew Seeley, and he didn't even figure out that he was in the movie until he was at the P.F. Chang's one day on shift, and somebody was like, "Hey, is that you in that High School Musical movie?" He's like, "Wow, I didn't know my voice was actually in it." So Zac Efron is a fraud in the first movie, and so is, at some point, Vanessa Hudgens is after they think that they won't ever see each other again. And then after winter break, Troy Bolton goes back to school. And guess who he sees in his drama class? Gabriella Montez. And then they start going soaring, flying, and then there's not a star in heaven they can't reach. And they do great. And then they all live happily ever after until the second movie. And then they go. And all of a sudden, Sharpay's family is there. And so Sharpay's family gets Troy like this really cool job because Sharpay's like deeply in love with Troy, even though he's dating Gabriella. And so it's like this whole entire love triangle the whole entire summer. And then halfway through the movie, Troy and Gabriella break up because he's spending too much time with all these rich people playing golf because it's a way to get him into the basketball program at the school that he wants to go to. And then he starts losing all of his friends because of the golf people. And then he's like randomly on like this golf course, and he starts singing about how he's gonna get all of his friends back, how he's gonna get the love of his life back. And then he like hits the water, then he starts running across the golf course, and he's like, "You can bet on me." Troy and Gabriella get back together, and it's like such a nice thing until High School Musical 3. Yeah, there's 3. Don't worry, there's one more. Then they graduate, and then they sing the song called High School Musical, which ties into the title of the movies. So that's why I'm late. My bad. Waiter, can you come over? I need another peach tea refill, please.